Hi everyone, glad to see you again. Today we have something informative lined up for you. If you like my video, don't forget to share and subscribe, and for more tech insights, stay safe online, cyber defense. The digital world is a double-edged sword. For all the good it brings, it harbors dangers that we must acknowledge and address. This essay delves into the shadowy realm of cyber attacks, specifically focusing on how malicious actors exploit vulnerabilities within admin panels, the control centers of websites and applications. It is crucial to understand that the information presented here is for educational purposes only. My intention is to shine a light on common security weaknesses and how they can be exploited, not to provide a roadmap for illegal activities. The knowledge shared here should empower developers, system administrators, and security professionals to fortify their defenses and protect sensitive data. Engaging in any form of hacking without explicit permission is illegal and carries serious consequences. Remember, with knowledge comes responsibility. Let us use this information ethically to make the online world a safer place for everyone. In the ongoing battle for online security, the Open Web Application Security Project, or OWASP, stands as a beacon of knowledge and guidance. OWASP is a non-profit foundation dedicated to improving the security of software. Think of OWASP as a global community of security experts, developers, and organizations working together to create a safer web. They achieve this through various initiatives, including research, development of tools, and education. One of their most valuable contributions is the OWASP Top 10, a regularly updated report highlighting the most critical web application security risks. This list serves as a vital resource for developers and organizations to understand and mitigate common vulnerabilities. By adhering to OWASP guidelines and best practices, we can significantly reduce the attack surface for malicious actors and build more resilient systems. Imagine a medieval fortress. Its towering walls and fortified gates protect a treasure trove within. In the digital realm, admin panels are akin to these fortresses, housing the controls and sensitive data that keep websites and applications running smoothly. These panels provide administrators with the power to manage user accounts, modify content, access databases, and much more. It's no surprise then that they become prime targets for hackers seeking to wreak havoc or steal valuable information. Compromising an admin panel can grant attackers unfettered access to a website or application, allowing them to deface pages, steal user data, distribute malware, or even take control of the entire system. The potential damage is immense, making it critical to understand the vulnerabilities that make these attacks possible. The usual suspects, common OWASP vulnerabilities in admin panels. In this section, we will delve into the most common vulnerabilities that plague admin panels, making them prime targets for cyber attackers. Hackers exploit a range of vulnerabilities to infiltrate admin panels. These vulnerabilities can be found in various forms and are often the result of poor security practices or outdated systems. Some of the most prevalent weaknesses, as highlighted by OWASP, include: these vulnerabilities are not just theoretical, they are actively exploited by cybercriminals to gain unauthorized access, steal data, and disrupt services. Broken authentication, weak password policies, lack of multi-factor authentication, and session management flaws can allow attackers to bypass login mechanisms and gain unauthorized access. This is often due to the use of easily guessable passwords or the absence of additional security layers like two-factor authentication. Injection attacks, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and other injection techniques exploit flaws in input validation to execute malicious code or manipulate data. These attacks can lead to unauthorized data access, data corruption, or even complete system compromise. Security misconfigurations, insecure default settings, unnecessary services running, and outdated software create opportunities for attackers to exploit known vulnerabilities. Often, these misconfigurations are the result of oversight or lack of proper security protocols during the setup and maintenance of systems. Sensitive data exposure. Failure to encrypt sensitive data, both in transit and at rest, can lead to data breaches, exposing user credentials, financial information, and other confidential details. Encryption is a critical defense mechanism that, when neglected, leaves data vulnerable to interception and theft. XML external entities, XEE. This vulnerability allows attackers to exploit XML parsers to access internal files, execute commands, or launch denial-of-service attacks. XXE attacks can be particularly damaging as they can lead to the exposure of internal system files and sensitive information. Understanding these common vulnerabilities is the first step towards implementing effective security measures. By recognizing and addressing these issues, organizations can significantly reduce the risk of cyber attacks and protect their sensitive data. Regular security audits, employee training, and the implementation of robust security protocols are essential in maintaining a secure admin panel. Broken authentication, a backdoor left wide open. Imagine leaving your front door unlocked with a key conveniently placed underneath the mat. It sounds absurd, right? Yet in the digital world, this is a common scenario. That's essentially what broken authentication does in the digital world. It leaves a gaping hole in your security, inviting cybercriminals to walk right in. Weak passwords, easily guessable credentials, or a lack of multi-factor authentication can provide attackers with an easy entry point into your admin panel. These vulnerabilities are like neon signs pointing hackers to your most sensitive data. Once inside, they have the keys to the kingdom. They can access confidential information, manipulate data, and even lock you out of your own system. One common way hackers exploit broken authentication is through brute force attacks. This method involves using software to systematically guess passwords until the correct one is found. They use automated tools to try thousands, even millions of password combinations until they find the right one. It's like trying every key on a keyring until one fits the lock. Another tactic is credential stuffing, where attackers use stolen login credentials from other data breaches to try their luck on different platforms. This method is alarmingly effective because many people reuse passwords. Attackers take advantage of the fact that users often reuse the same password across multiple sites. They enter stolen credentials on various platforms, hoping to gain access. Shockingly, many users reuse passwords across multiple websites, making this technique frighteningly effective. This practice turns a single data breach into a potential goldmine for hackers. By implementing strong password policies, enforcing multi-factor authentication, and educating users about the importance of unique passwords, we can create a more secure environment. Using robust session management techniques, such as limiting login attempts and monitoring for unusual activity, adds another layer of security. We can significantly reduce the risk of unauthorized access through broken authentication by taking these proactive steps. It's about closing that back door and ensuring that our digital front door is as secure as possible. Injection attacks, poisoning the well of data. In this section, we delve into the insidious world of injection attacks, a method used by cybercriminals to compromise systems and steal sensitive information. Injection attacks are like slipping a poisonous message into a king's ear. Just as a trusted advisor might whisper deceitful words to manipulate a ruler, attackers inject harmful code into applications to manipulate their behavior. By exploiting vulnerabilities in how applications handle user input, attackers can inject malicious code that gets interpreted as legitimate commands. This can lead to unauthorized actions being performed, often without the user's knowledge. SQL injection, one of the most prevalent forms of injection attacks, targets applications that interact with databases. These attacks can be devastating as they allow attackers to access, modify, or delete data stored in the database. By manipulating input fields, attackers can inject SQL code that modifies data, steals information, or even grants them complete control over the database. This can compromise the integrity and confidentiality of the data, leading to severe consequences for both users and organizations. Cross-site scripting attacks, on the other hand, target other users of the application. These attacks exploit vulnerabilities in web applications to inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users. Attackers inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users. When these users visit the compromised web page, the malicious script is executed in their browser, often without their knowledge. These scripts can then steal their session cookies, redirect them to malicious websites, or even take control of their accounts. This can lead to unauthorized access to sensitive information and further exploitation of the user's data. To prevent injection attacks, developers must implement robust input validation and output encoding techniques. Input validation ensures that only properly formatted data is accepted by the application, reducing the risk of malicious code being executed. Sanitizing user input removes potentially harmful characters, preventing them from being interpreted as executable code. This is a crucial step in securing applications against injection attacks. While output encoding ensures that any remaining special characters are displayed correctly without being executed as code. By following these best practices, developers can significantly reduce the risk of injection attacks and protect their applications from being compromised. Thanks for watching and learning with us. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. We value your feedback. Cyber defense.